Welcome to the Gruber Company special event, the Cybertruck release. I'm Pete Gruber.
I'm Mark Schaffner. Good afternoon.
We're here to provide commentary, insights, and join the rest of the world who in 1 minute is going to have Tesla come live on screen and talk to us about the release of the Cybertruck.
You know, I've been a little surprised, Pete, that none of the specs of the Cybertruck have been re-released or reconfirmed. We still don't know things. So 48 seconds before the release, what exactly are the specs going to be? What's going to be the price? So on and so forth. Usually that stuff leaks long ahead of time.
It looks like there are going to be a lot of questions from the audience, and we're prepared for that. Instagram, Ryan Moonen is joining us. He says, woohoo. Yep, we're all excited. Instagram, Eunice.Gunny says, hi. Thanks for joining us. It looks like we've got 22 seconds before the Tesla screen goes live.
So I know that I'll be alternately looking at the screen, looking at the event, watching what's going on online, various reaction.
Yeah, and we'll have different factoids for you as we get some dead air during this podcast. It should be exciting.
Do you guys have any major predictions or anything that you think is going to make a splash today?
What do you think, Mark?
I think the major prediction, if the system or if the Cybertruck does come in at that lower end of the price scale, that's going to make a real big splash.
Okay, guys, the video's live. I'm going to switch over here.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, we're getting our live stream connected here. Instagram is coming in. I am Gan Harva, says hello. Thanks for joining us. What are we looking at there? The inside of a spaceship?
No, I think it's like the blown out image of the Cybertruck.
Ah, okay.
You've got that squircle or squirrel or whatever you want to call it. Square plus circle. The steering wheel off to the left.
Mm-hmm. Instagram, Esteban Farrell says, thanks, Pete. Very excited. Yes, we're all pretty excited about this release finally. And the question came in from Ryan Moonen. He said, did you guys see Joe Rogan shoot it with a bow? Yes. There was even a little spark when it hit the side of that door. And I think Joe was pretty convinced that he was going to pierce that door and didn't. Then they went back and sat down and drank some more whiskey. What life.
What a life, I tell you.
Instagram, Esteban Farrell says, congratulations. Again, Esteban Farrell. We do not see, question mark. You know, the screen behind us for Instagram is not going to render anything. Is that correct?
Yeah, they got to go to our other channels.
Got to go to YouTube. Yep, sorry about that. YouTube, Niels is joining us from Denmark. He says, guesses 300 to 350 miles, $70,000 for the pricing on this vehicle.
Niels, I think I'm hoping that the price will be a little bit less. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if the three-motor version is the only version that they have. If they decide, I've heard that they're going to have both a two-motor and three-motor version. Hopefully the two-motor version comes in around 50 to 55.
It looks like Dan and Mike Maloney have joined us. Say hi, guys. Dan is here. Thanks for joining us.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
YouTube, Asama Malekam says, let's go from Byfleet UK. Wow, okay, we're reaching around the globe again. Instagram, 172 Jacob, we don't see the screen. Yes, Instagram, we still don't have that green screen solved. But YouTube and all the other platforms, Twitter, TikTok.
Yep, TikTok as well. Also on TikTok, Smuggler sent us a couple of gifts, so thank you for that. He sent us a heart and a little donut.
Thank you, Smuggler, and thanks, Cass, for telling us.
Just to reiterate, so anybody who's watching on Instagram, if you go over to our YouTube channel, Gruber Motor Company, you can see the live green screen, including the display, the Tesla live show that's about to begin.
And question on Instagram, Mahano.photo, is the link not streaming yet? No, it does not appear to be. We're waiting for Tesla to come live as well.
Yeah, this video that you're seeing behind us is the live stream itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Smuggler also says on TikTok, besides YouTube, you can see it on the TikTok screen. That's true. Instagram is the only one that is showing just our green screen. All of our other platforms do show the appropriate background.
Mm-hmm. TikTok Smuggler or TikTok, he says you can see the screen there too. That is correct. Instagram, Steven's Toy Car Garage. Is Tesla funded or privately owned? Tesla is a publicly traded company. The stock symbol is TSLA. Is it on a New York exchange or?
I think it's on the NASDAQ exchange. I'm not positive of that.
Okay. But TSLA if you're interested. YouTube North American Muscle says, the stream is much better on YouTube. Just swap from Instagram. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
And YouTube, Stephen Rose is joining us again. Thank you for hosting. I love your thoughts and commentary. There are a lot of influencers that are going to be chiming in on this. Sandy Monroe is there. Farzad Misbahi is there. And I'm sure many others. So we're just one of many that you can stream with and get some commentary from. Thanks for staying with us. YouTube, North American Muscle. We got that already.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Max Backbone on YouTube says, hello, Pete.
Mm-hmm. TikTok Smuggler is joining us. He says, I'm awaiting the $25,000 new model to come before I buy. Well, they get closer all the time.
They do. And, there's still a lot of chatter about that model, a lot of things that even when we were talking in our last podcast on Monday about the gigacasting and some of the things that are going on, all pointed towards reducing costs to get to that $25,000 model.
And then the industry as a whole, battery prices are coming down. That's going to affect the cost of these vehicles as well.
Oh, it definitely is.
Smuggler says, gotta go. Glad to see y'all. Again, since we're streaming, this will be posted on our YouTube site. For any of you that may feel that you missed anything, you can always view it later.
I'm glad you could drop in, Smuggler.
We've got some factoids, and we'll be sharing those as we get dead air. And it looks like this might be one of those. First factoid, production and release dates. The first deliveries of the Tesla Cybertruck are confirmed for November 30th, 2023, which is today, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tesla began the pilot production phase of the Cybertruck and plans to build it at the Gigafactory in Texas outside Austin.
My understanding is that you were going to see on this event today, the first 10 deliveries take place live to customers.
That's always cool.
They have about 15 or so that are going to be also going out to various service centers and things like that. And so somewhere around 25 or so total would be rolling off the line today.
And usually being in the Tesla Roadster sales business as well, we get a lot of questions about valuation. And an inevitable question is going to be, will these first ones that are off the line be collectible? And if so, will they raise or will they be higher priced? It's tough to say. We have actually Tesla Model S Founders number 3, which was one of the early ones off the production line and at a big event in Fremont, where Tesla handed keys to owners. And that car has been struggling trying to find a buyer.
It has. So usually the low VIN numbers do better because they are low VIN numbers. But part of it is going to kind of depend on how popular the Cybertruck ends up being after it's been released for a couple of years.
Yep. And how many more arrows are shot in the door and it survives.
Yes, exactly. And how many more balls get steel balls get thrown
break
against
the
windows
glass this
and
time. Yeah.
don't break glass and stuff like that. Dale Patterson on YouTube says the Model 3, after incentives, is around the $25,000 price. Dale, you're right. In many cases, the Model 3 is a very inexpensive car, especially when you go to their base model.
And I think we had something on a podcast that showed the states that have the lowest prices based on rebates and tax incentives. And yeah, it was hovering around 25 or even somewhat less at times. So we're starting to reach that tipping point, it sounds like.
Yeah. You know, the Cybertruck has been out there, has been announced. It's been 4 years since it was first announced. So looking forward to seeing how this event comes off now that it's finally happening.
You know, we can probably talk about first reactions when they first, when Elon was standing up on stage. There was a unusual looking vehicle behind him. And for the first 5 minutes or so, I was convinced that it was a gag. Mm-hmm. And there was another vehicle that was going to come out from behind the curtain. And I began to realize fairly quickly, this was it. This was the real thing. And the next thing I thought about was the type of individuals that buy a pickup truck. Will this radical design change appeal? And of course, with Tesla, all bets are off because they've always innovated and come up with unusual designs that have captured a certain market. So that was my first reaction anyway. And then, of course, the thing with the steel ball in the glass and Franz von Holzhausen being embarrassed about breaking Elon's glass, and Elon, coming up with an F word during that time on stage, which I guess he just recently did again when he's interviewed about losing subscribers on X. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I heard about that. That's an interview just last night that took place.
Yeah.
And it was pretty controversial once again. He said some things that took people by surprise and not in a good way, and they just felt he was kind of unhinged on that interview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I have to test something here, so you're going to hear some audio,
Sure.
hopefully. Hold on.
Okay. And while he's testing, we can still talk to our audience, right?
Hold on, do you hear anything right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, music.
Oh, I hear a little bit of music.
The music is coming in and out. It's being gated, it sounds like.
No, right now you still hear it, though? Okay.
It's gone away. It's Alive 111 on YouTube said, yes, I thought it was a joke.
It only took 4
That
years.
it only took
yeah.
4 years. You know, I even though this is a little more irreverent, the Cybertruck really did remind me of a Lego brick with a couple of little triangle Lego bricks on the top when it first came out.
Good point, yes. It was something out of Elon's kid's toy box, it looked like, except enlarged.
It really did. And the design that we have now is definitely less of a triangle on top of a square geometrically than the very first early prototypes were.
And of course, time will tell whether the adoption is favorable. People will start driving these now, and be interesting to get that feedback. Instagram, Perun Pandora _system says hello, welcome, thanks for joining us. YouTube, Stephen Rose, do you think Elon will be wearing sunglasses? You know, if he's paying attention to our podcast, it's entirely possible.
That's right. Depends on whether he got the message from us or not.
Yeah, I think Elon wants to be a cool dude too. YouTube, it's Alive 111. We can hear some faint background music.
Looking at the tweets, Elon just tweeted out something here a couple hours ago. It's a retweet from Kanioka the Great. It says, Glenn Greenwald says the corporate journalists are losing their minds over Elon Musk, calling out major corporations for stifling free speech because they're in bed with the very corporations they claim to scrutinize. Elon's response? Precisely.
Yeah, Elon has never been one to mince words, that's for sure.
I know that refers back to somewhat back to the interview that he had last night as well.
Mm-hmm. Instagram, Hamzatech _technology _services says hello, and we're welcoming you as well.
Hello and welcome. Glad to have everybody on this afternoon. I'm not surprised that we're delayed by a little bit.
Looks like Niels is chiming in from Denmark. He said there's been an echo of your voices for a few minutes. That was probably, yeah. And now we've got music again. Oh, now it's gone. I don't see any announcements on X regarding the reason for any delays.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reason for delays. I've got a copy of the broadcast up on my laptop here. 113,000 viewers live.
That's what I see too, yes. So a lot of people are waiting for the Cybertruck delivery event.
Yeah, I'm showing 114,000 people watching it right now.
Yeah. I'll bet there's some frustrated technical people in Gigafactory Austin.
I am sure there are.
Something similar happened when Elon went to the border and with his cowboy hat and decided to weigh in on the border crisis, and
Yep.
apparently that broadcast was also interrupted or choppy.
It was choppy, interrupted. It was, in that one, it was just very simple. They didn't have enough internet speed
Really?
out
Yeah.
there in the remote site.
And again, Elon, being a man of few words, said something like, "Fix it."
Yep. Not seeing anything else new on the press as of yet. Everything else is still running.
So again, a factoid, Cybertruck production capacity. Currently, it's estimated that Tesla's annual production capacity for the CT Cybertruck is expected to be greater than 125,000 units annually. And if you do the math with 2 million back orders, that's going to be a few years.
It definitely will be. I've heard that within a couple of years, the production will probably ramp up to around 250,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But knowing that the Mexico factory has been slow tracked a little bit with what's been going on with the economy, I don't know when that's going to occur.
Mm-hmm. So we're saying it won't be as fast as Shanghai, which was up and running in just under a year.
Yeah, yeah.
But we don't normally get this much dead air. We usually have some filler content, but look forward to hearing from our audience and get your thoughts on what this delay might be about. Stephen Rose says, do you know how many people are logged onto the Gruber Motors watching the Cybertruck event?
That's something that we can, that Jesse can get for us.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 15 on TikTok, or 12, 13 on TikTok. We've got 55 on our restream. And then how many on Instagram can you guys see? Yeah. Another 5, so...
Not that many at this
60
point.
Something?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we did our artificial intelligence podcast yesterday, but before we get there, we've got a sunglass question. It's our first one.
Yes.
From Esteban O'Farrell from YouTube. There is something that you both are wearing sunglasses. Is there something, is I think what the question is going to be. And, you know, we get the sunglass questions often, and it usually initiates a sales pitch for sunglass holders. Are we ready for the infomercial?
We're always ready, Pete.
Okay.
Speaking of always ready, how would you like to have your sunglasses ready to go on the moment's notice? Well, you need something to carry them. In order to do that, we have these sunglass holders, they're made out of genuine leather, and they are for sale on the Gruber Motors website for $79.99 unless you use code Richard or Aaron. You get 10% off.
Thank you, Richard. And the rest of the story regarding sunglasses is no one questions rock stars. No one questioned the Blues Brothers. But we seem to get a lot of questions about sunglasses. So we've decided that a video is coming. And what we're waiting for is for the interest level in sunglasses to die down sufficiently. And then we'll revive that by releasing the reasons that there are usually sunglasses involved in any Gruber productions. YouTube, Italo Garcia says, hi, from Brazil. Well, thank you for
Good
joining us.
afternoon.
I have a good friend that now lives in Brazil that I worked with in Rochester, New York. He actually played soccer in Brazil. He played with Pele at one point in time, and he played for the Rochester Lancers, which was their local soccer
Wow.
team in Rochester.
That's quite the accomplishment to be able to be on the same pitch as Pele.
Oh, he was mesmerized, inspired. You know, he was the god of soccer back then.
Oh, yes.
And Jair used to be able to, we saw him on the field one day, take a soccer ball and kick the other side, and just bounce that, arcing it over his head endlessly. Took a lot of practice, I think,
Just
to do
amazing.
that. YouTube, Niels says, previous events have been 30 to 40 minutes delayed. Did not know that.
Well, I know that the Investor Day was delayed by almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That one we had to try to fill in some dead air, and we didn't really know. We weren't as experienced at the time, and didn't know
Right.
what was going to happen, and that was kind of interesting for a while there.
And I must insert another factoid, which is that was one of the times I found my sunglasses to be quite convenient, because it was so boring that I fell asleep and no one here noticed it.
Yes, most definitely.
But YouTube, It's Alive 111 says, what's a 40-minute delay after 4 years of waiting? LOL. That's a good point. Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
tiny percentage, tiny fraction.
Now, Tracy Malone on YouTube has said, I'm on a plane, but I'm still going to watch you guys if the Wi-Fi holds up. Well, thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on an airplane. YouTube, It's Alive 111. Your sound is now perfectly clear. No more echoes, apparently. And TikTok, 5-star. Do you offer internship programs at Gruber Motor Company? I'm assuming. And that answer is yes, we do. Feel free to email us, ev@gruber.com. And we have offered internship programs in the past. YouTube, Esteban O'Farrell, your sound is again now perfectly clear. YouTube, Mr. Max Backbone, is the 1-year sales ban back on the Tesla site?
I have not heard that they rescinded the sales ban itself, but they did seem to rescind the $50,000 lawsuit.
Yeah.
That never seemed to come back. So, but I do think that you're going to be signing an agreement if you get one of the early Cybertrucks that you're binding yourself to not sell it for a year.
Now, Stephen Rose says on YouTube, probably the reason for the event delay is that they are testing the Cybertruck glass one more time before they go live. And maybe it broke. They've got to change the glass out.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, according when Elon went on the Rogan show, he said that the glass was not going to be bulletproof because it was going to make the glass too thick
Right.
for production. So I think that's the only thing that's not bulletproof on it. So
Okay.
I've heard that glass even still is bullet resistant, which is a completely different,
Resistant. Yeah.
different
Not proof.
level of glass.
I do have another chime in real quick
Oh,
from
Cass.
TikTok. 5-star sent us a rose, so thank you, 5-star.
Mm-hmm. And then YouTube, Fletch Flips, what a disrespect for our time this is. You know, I feel the same way when I go to the doctor, you know.
Yeah.
Why did you set my appointment for 1 o'clock and then make me wait 45 minutes? Why didn't you set it at 1:45? Because I'm sure they know they have delays every single day.
And you also know that if you would have shown up at the doctor's office at 1:05, they would have said, too late. Too bad.
Right. Yeah, that's just the way it works, I guess.
Yeah.
TikTok, 5-star, pin the mail, he says.
He's asking for us to pin the email in a comment. Just in case we're not able to do that with our streaming software for TikTok, the email is E as in Echo, V as in Victor, at gruber.com, GRUBER.com.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Well, we've got 22 minutes into this so far, so if it is as much as a 40-minute delay, it looks like we've got a bit more time here to do some chit-chat. Instagram, the Golden Tesla, he says, this intro is way too long.
And remember, that is Simon, I believe, and we have worked with him in the past. Pete, if you'll remember, he's the one with the gold-wrapped Tesla.
Yes, I do remember clearly. And he's also the inspiration that motivated us to get on TikTok. What did he have, like 1 million or 2 subscribers? It was a huge
Yeah,
number,
something like
Simon.
that.
Very impressive. Yes. YouTube, Esteban O'Farrell, he says, when the new Model Y, question mark, question mark. I don't know that. Do you guys know?
I don't know when the latest iteration of the Model Y is coming out at this point.
Well, do you gentlemen recall whether or not the Model S and X refresh were at the same time?
I do not recall that either.
I don't recall.
Something's happening, guys. Tesla has changed the background. I don't know if this means they're coming live or whether... here we go. So the Golden Tesla says, you guys are killing it on TikTok now. You know, yeah, we're posting a lot of videos, but we're not gaining the subscribers, at least to the level that you did. But we're having a lot of fun with the videos. I did one the other day. And, oh my God, this is on Mars. Let's let this play, and I'll tell my story. Mesmerizing.
Definitely is. You think that's Elon driving up in that Cybertruck?
I think so. Better lighting.
Yep, sure is.
It's like a rock concert.
Yeah, it certainly is.
We need some lighters being held
Welcome.
up.
Welcome to the Cybertruck delivery event. So, I'm going to do it from the back of the truck here.
Now the question is, are they going to turn on the lights?
So once in a while, once in a long while, a product comes along that is rare. That is once every 5 to 10 years, something really special, a really unusual product comes along, and we'll remember those special moments when. Indeed. Special moments. But these things are rare. It's very rare that a product comes along that is seemingly impossible, that people said was impossible, that experts said was impossible. And this is one of those times. We have a car here that experts said was impossible, that experts said would never be made. That it really is the most. I think it's our best product. I think it's the most unique thing on the road. And finally, the future will look like the the future. So what we're aiming for here is something that's more truck than truck. Okay. Thanks, bro. That's literally my brother there. So, and so what we have here is something that is a better truck than a truck, while also being a better sports car than a sports car, in the same package. So, first of all, let's, they talk about how, trucks are tough. That's one of the defining characteristics of a truck. So, how tough is this truck?
No, don't
Let's
throw
find
anything
out.
at it.
Yeah.
So we actually had to come up with a special, ultra-strong, Tesla-designed steel alloy. So this alloy, this metal did not exist before. We needed something that you could actually manufacture, but that would have basically no corrosion, that didn't need paint, but you can still make it in volume. And part of the reason that it has this angular shape is you can't actually stamp these body panels. The body panels would break the stamping machine. So, and I should say also, because of the steel exoskeleton, it actually has more torsional rigidity than a sports car. It has more torsional stiffness than a McLaren P1. So that's a big deal.
So they're saying it does have an exoskeleton.
Now, you may remember an incident 4 years ago.
We do.
Didn't quite go as planned. And Franz, maybe we should try it again.
Is it coming out?
Should we do a quick bet?
Quick bet. Oh, he's got a baseball.
Oh, it's just a baseball. It's not a metal ball. Still.
It's pretty bouncy, too.
Yeah, great. I mean, I think we could probably have a pro pitcher love it if it still work. So anyway, it's the glass is tough, basically. That's what we're saying. So you don't have to worry about like rocks hitting the glass and cracking the glass. This glass is basically rock proof. It also makes the car very quiet. So it's the thing that you'll appreciate when you drive the car is how smooth and quiet it is. It doesn't feel like a normal truck. It's smooth as silk and silent when you drive it. So tough in terms of toughness. And then things like rollover, because the center of gravity is so low, it doesn't roll over. And if you're ever in an argument with another car, you will win.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
How do you get that job, Pete?
Yeah, that would be fun, right?
Yeah, so
That would be fun.
in movies, you sometimes see the hero or heroine hiding behind the car door while being shot with bullets. That doesn't actually work unless you're driving a Cybertruck. So if Al Capone showed up with a Tommy gun and emptied the entire magazine into the car door, you would still be alive. So, and so people say like, well, why'd you make it bulletproof? I'm like, why not? Do you want to? How tough is your truck? Because the other trucks, the bullets go through both sides. So you shoot a bullet, goes through both sides of the car. And you just never know. I mean, sometimes you get these like late civilization vibes. You never know when the apocalypse could come along at any moment.
Oh, the robots. Yeah.
At here at Tesla, we have the finest in apocalypse technology. I was on the Joe Rogan show, and Joe bet me $1 that his armor-piercing steelhead arrow would go through the car. He owes me $1. So. Now, what about utility? So, strength is great, but is this perhaps just a show truck, just a showpiece, or can it do actual work? How does it work as a real everyday truck? Well, here we have the future towing the future.
11,000 pounds. Okay.
That's pretty decent towing capacity.
If you can fit any cargo in the trunk or in the bed, you can basically move it around. So it's got over a ton of payload capability, but you could really put more than that in it. You can tow over 11,000 pounds, and it's got a super tough composite bed, no liner needed. The bed is 6 foot long, 4 foot wide, and you can fit 4 by 8 pieces of plywood in with the back down. So, for those who are early into the truck world, there's something in the truck world called a truck pull. This is really the key test of how much power does your truck actually have. So you have to pull this 40,000 pound sled. And when we went to the track, we said, well, what's the best that you've seen? I said, well, it'd be the Ford F-350 diesel. It was like, well, let's put our truck up against that. So the guy who runs the truck pool said, there's no way. There's no way. It's like, well, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Vivian, pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had to slightly turn the car at the end so it didn't hit the wall. So this, you have here a car that is, bullet tough, like that phrase, TM, and can outpull an F-350 diesel. Has a massive towing capacity, massive bed. It's basically an incredibly useful truck. It's not just some grandstanding showpiece like me. It's actually very useful. Now, what about performance? So this, I should say, it has an adaptive air suspension. So no matter what the load is, you can always have it can set the ride height at low, high, anything. It'll automatically adjust the damping according to how much load it's carrying and the road conditions. It has a 17-inch ground clearance. That's a true 17 inches. Typically with a truck, you'll get the differential hanging down low, the rear differential, and that's what you'll high side on a rock. But this has a completely flat bed, so you could drive over basically anything. We actually took the Cybertruck on a Baja rally drive. So this is insane off-road capability. It has locking differentials, rear torque vectoring, and the crazy thing is they'll do this all in comfort. It has steer-by-wire, which is, it's one of the things where most people don't know what that means, but it's how modern jets are designed. The steer-by-wire, which gives you variable gain. So if you turn the wheel the steering yoke a small amount in the parking lot, it will turn the wheels a lot. But if you turn it on a highway, it turns the wheels a small amount. So it dynamically adjusts how much the wheels turn according to what your speed is. And this actually makes it very easy to drive. It has a turning circle less than a Model S.
Amazing.
Wow.
So this thing can practically turn it, rotate on a dime basically. It has incredible low speed maneuverability. And then there's a lot of advanced details under the skin. It's the first time that a car is moving to a 48-volt low voltage architecture from 12 volts, which has been around for 100 years.
Okay. We speculated that would probably be the case.
We have Ethernet comms, distributed controllers, allows for 70% less wire in the car. And it's really, the internals are as advanced as the externals. It's a whole new step change in the technology. So let's take it to the racetrack and see how does the Cybertruck perform against a Porsche 911. And I should say this is an actual Porsche. We literally just got it from the dealer, 2023 Porsche 911.
I'll bet this is another job Richard wouldn't mind having.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
2.6 seconds.
Towing a Porsche 911.
Yeah. Wow.
So the it can tow a Porsche 911 across a quarter mile faster than the Porsche 911 can go by itself.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. I know. For Porsche, yes.
I think Porsche is probably...
It's tougher than bullets. Tow pretty much anything. Faster than a 911 while towing a 911. So, and deliveries begin now. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
While we're waiting, I'm checking the Tesla site here. They still have nothing on the Cybertruck as far as specs.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's important.
Next owner is going to come up. These are the actual owners. We're handing over production Cybertrucks to their actual owners. Thank you for buying Cybertruck.
to talk about early adopters, huh?
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Hi. Sure.
So,
Absolutely. Just open the. I think it's 3 o'clock. There we go. Thank you.
Hey, Pete, you want to ask some questions while this is happening?
Yeah,
Thank you.
we can go over those. Pete, did you guys order a Cybertruck? Is a question from Stephen Rose. We did not. And we probably missed that opportunity. I think by the time we even thought about it, there were a few 100,000 sold already.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
going to be a long
there's
wait.
like 2 million in line at this point, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, something like that. Niels from YouTube says that the battery is supposed to be 123 kilowatt hours, plus the failure of a real exoskeleton should mean a rather high price. Just a guess. Now, of course, Elon was mentioning here, made mention of an exoskeleton here, so it remains to be seen how much of this
Well, as you
is
can see,
truly
we've got quite a
exoskeleton.
few to deliver here. So. Hi. Thank you.
Tracy,
Oh, wow, okay.
Tracy Malone says, I wonder if that was actually Mars.
Hope you enjoy your car.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Right here.
We had someone that was up on top there, guys, from Germany. There we go. YouTube, Mr. Maxbone says, for us Europeans, I'm from Germany, he says, it will be interesting to see whether it can be approved in Europe.
That
Tighter
will be
regulations,
interesting.
Yeah. And hopefully it's something minor like the color of the side markers, the types of things
Yeah.
that they're doing with the Roadster did back in the day. TikTok, the hot shot says, I'll have one to pull my 22-foot trailer. Nice.
Very nice. Nolar53 is joining us this afternoon, too. He says, I want this truck. Aesthetics aside, I want the function. A reliable and capable truck is more important to me than how it looks.
Instagram, Azar Kadur says, no, where's the small Tesla Roadster? No, okay. Sometimes Elon comes out to these events in a Tesla Roadster
Yes.
during investor days, but today it was more appropriate for him to drive that Cybertruck.
Van Gogh Wagon on TikTok says, no to the rock test, please.
TikTok, Sam the Boggy says, what's the price tag on a Cybertruck? We have not heard.
We still have not heard, and I'm checking, and as soon as we get that information, we'll let you guys know.
TikTok, Van Goat Wagon says, actually, what does Gruber use as a shop truck? Well, we have a GMC truck, of course, Gruber Motor Company.
That's right.
Seriously, we've got a 20-foot GMC, and the rest of the vehicles are
GMC Acadias.
Arcadias, okay. Or the field engineer fleet. These are the guys
Well,
that go
this is
out
a
around the
delivery
country
event,
and repair critical power equipment. TikTok, the hot shot. Is this happening in Austin, Texas?
Right.
Yes,
Yes, that is my understanding.
it is live.
I have to admit, it's fun watching these actual customers take delivery of their cars in this way.
Yep.
That's kind of a once in a
I mean, it's
lifetime
going to be
type of
amazing
thing.
to see all these cars driving around.
And if or once these become collectible, these videos will be provenance that will be added to the valuation of the vehicles.
Oh, yes,
So you press
definitely.
this button here. All right. Appreciate you. Welcome. So, this is really going to change the look of the roads.
Tracy Malone on
I mean,
YouTube
in a
says,
parking lot, one of them does not look like the other.
still on the plane, Wi-Fi is holding up. You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
TikTok, the hot shot. I'm glad I caught the debut. Yes.
You know why the young man is smiling so much? He knows that in a couple of years he's going to get to drive this truck.
Probably, yes. And it confirms that you can put 3 in the front seat.
Oh, he put him in the back.
Oh, they did. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea how many of these are going to release in this event?
I have heard there will be at least 10. Not totally sure how many more there would be beyond the first 10. Wendy Castillo on YouTube is asking, what's the price? Wendy, we don't know yet. We're still looking for that information ourselves.
They haven't said. Yeah.
Is that it?
TikTok, the hotshot says the kid will probably inherit it.
Probably. Okay, they've got at least three more coming.
He was talking about the difficulty of forming the metal shell
right,
or
thank everyone.
the body panels. That's it.
Thanks for coming to the Cybertruck delivery event. And you're witness to what? Oh, one more. Okay, sorry. Okay. Go ahead and drive it out, actually.
While we're waiting, Tracy Malone again says, I'd love to see Gruber to expand to other states like Illinois, hint, hint, or be able to refer customers to a trusted partner.
The difficulty we have is that there are so few Tesla Roadster owners. It's very difficult for us to cost justify creating bricks and mortar in other locations.
Jesse is having me prompt you to talk about the custom GPT.
Oh, yeah, okay. We can do that as soon as the last truck here leaves. Proud owner.
All right, thanks everyone for coming to this delivery event, and appreciate your support. This is really gonna, like I said, change the look of the roads, and finally the future will look like the future, and it's really gonna be something special. Thank you.
Great event. The number of people attending this event, if it's limited to what we're seeing on the screen, it's certainly not the same types of numbers that were present for like the Model S release. Substantially larger. So Jesse was asking about that we talk about our ChatBot. And pretty exciting news. Last week, Elon released Roadster documentation. And we're not just talking about owner's manuals, which basically came with the car anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This was schematics, test points, wiring diagrams, even diagnostic software. And his tweet was, "You now have what we have." And this was an unprecedented move by any auto manufacturer because these are usually closely guarded secrets within the companies to try to hamper competition from replicating, any kind of service activity. And the fact that Tesla actually went out on a limb and released it all is a major generous act.
It is. You know what? I'm going to interrupt you just a little bit. The Tesla Cybertruck page has changed.
It's on the, I was just about to say that.
And so the rear wheel drive Cybertruck, EST, 49,890. That's going to be available in 2025. So the rear wheel drive only is not available yet with a 250-mile range. We had a guess earlier today of $70,000. All-wheel drive, delivery 2024, 340-mile range estimated, 68,890 will be the price. 112 mile per hour top speed, 600 horsepower, 11,000-pound towing capacity, 7,400 pound-feet of torque. That's something else.
It's a beast.
Yes.
Well, the next one is the one that they showed off in the video, and it's crazy.
The Cyber Beast, delivery in 2024. The price will be $96,390 with a 320-mile estimated range, 2.6 seconds, 0 to 60, 130-mile-an-hour top speed, 845 horsepower, so that's their tri-motor, with 10,298 pound-feet of torque and 11,000-pound towing capacity. Again, they talk about these in 2024 because the first ones that'll roll in mass off the production line will be rolling off beginning of this next year.
Amazing.
You can make your reservation today for $250.
Okay. All right. So it's gone up 150, but what the heck?
That's right.
So some more questions there. We can entertain those, and then we'll talk to you a bit more about our custom chatbot created from this release that Tesla did, that Elon did. TikTok, Sam Deboggy says, will there be different color schemes?
My understanding right now is that it's going to be stainless steel.
Mill finish,
Yeah.
basically, like aluminum.
Basically, yeah. Now, if you wish to wrap it, you'll be able to do all
Exactly.
kinds of wraps.
And I'm sure that aftermarket is going to chase this vehicle and create all kinds of options for you. Wrapping something like this is actually easier than the multiple curves that you have on cars. TikTok, Van Goatwagen, are they well optioned for or one truck fits all? You know, what I would suggest, guys, is go to the Tesla.com Cybertruck website, and then under Design Pound Payment, you can see a lot of these options. Is this something that was just released during this this event?
This page changed because while the event was running, it was nothing more than a link to the event. It did not change to this until moments
Gotcha.
ago.
Yeah, they just released it all. Yep.
And I noticed that there is both a purchase price tab and a probable savings tab.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers that I gave you were on the probable savings tab, which basically is the price after federal tax incentives.
Interesting.
The purchase price is somewhat higher.
Mm-hmm. Question from Wendy Castillo, YouTube, how many trucks will be delivered today? We saw probably about 10 being delivered during the event. We
Yes.
don't know if there were any additional ones that will be delivered. And then we've got TikTok, Van Goatwagen, and he summarizes it well. He says, Elon needs some shades. You know, I believe the reason that Elon wasn't wearing shades, it was way too dark in that building. He couldn't have seen anything properly.
Yeah, he would have. I think he was having a hard time seeing people without shades.
Totally. And, you know, when he joins us on a podcast, which is likely one of these days, I'm sure he'll be wearing sunglasses.
Well, I'm sure he will.
TikTok, 5-star. Wow, yes. TikTok, the hot shot. This is an epic event. We'll see how the media reacts to this. But yes, I agree. This was epic.
Yes.
Instagram, gas_kick. 2 broke Roadsters in Düsseldorf. Oh, no. Broke, hopefully, meaning it's just the battery, which is resolvable. It's those collision damage cars that can be a challenge to put back on the road.
Definitely. Van Goatwagen on TikTok asks, so those were all-wheel drive? Yes, that is my impression that those were all-wheel drive ones.
TikTok, Sean Noonan says, wow, crazy statistics. You're right.
Definitely. That torque especially, it seems like a misprint. You're used to seeing, hundreds of pounds of torque or a couple thousand pounds of foot-pounds of torque. And these are up in the 10, 11,000 pound range. That's just unreal.
YouTube, Fletch Flips. He says, in my opinion, a horrible presentation all the way around. Wow. All the hype, and that was it? Very disappointed. The only reaction
What?
I have to that is...
What were you watching? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Elon has many skills, but presentations like this are not one of his strongest suits. So if you were looking for a golden-tongued orator up there, it wasn't going to be Elon. In fact, for those of you that are interested, if you go back to the Model S reveal, and I don't remember his name, but he was the director of sales at the time. This guy was smooth as silk the entire time up there giving a presentation as the Model S's were rolling off the line.
Right. Fightback42 on Instagram. Voice note, aren't there.
Okay.
And then TikTok, Van Goatwagen says, are y'all set up for Cybertruck service yet?
We had heard from the service centers that they are getting special lifts for the Cybertruck. Until we get one, we're not certain that what we have will be inadequate. We have some pretty hefty lifts. They're good for 10,000 pounds or 12,000, I think, one of them or two of them.
Yeah, we have a couple that are pretty heavy lifts. Honestly, Van Gogh, we don't have to be set up for service yet because these guys are going to be under warranty for the next probably 4 years or so.
Yeah, the weight on the Cybertruck on their website says 6,843 pounds.
Okay, not bad. Yeah. I mean, a Tesla Model S with, the max battery is about 6,000 pounds, so not too far off. TikTok, Big Slick says, I got in about 45 minutes into the original announcement with a reservation. Hope I get one early. Yeah.
I hope you do too.
Van Goatwagon at Big Slick. Awesome. Good luck. Okay. So anyway, staying with this release that Elon did, we had been aware of this for a number of years, actually.
Yes.
And Tesla corporate kept promising, we know you guys repair Roadsters. We know you guys need tools. We've got stuff and we're going to release it. But we can't just give it to you. We have to give it to the world. You know, it wouldn't be fair.
Right.
So we had been waiting and waiting. Well, anyway, finally they began to release Tesla Roadster proprietary information. And once they did last week, I contacted Tesla again, thanked them profusely, and they said, oh, wait, Pete, there's more. There's more coming.
Yes.
And the naysayers who were saying, oh, they're only doing this because they're going to stop support for the Tesla Roadster. There are a couple of reasons that's just absurd. But anyway, the response from Tesla was, our commitment to the Tesla Roadster is unwavering. And the other reason that they would never end support for the OG Tesla Roadster is who's going to buy the $250,000 next generation as a collectible, knowing that Tesla could stop support in 10 or 15 years on that car.
Oh, absolutely.
The only way to keep people interested in that $250,000 second generation Roadster is to continue to provide support. Now, they may alter the way they do it, eventually subcontract to companies like us, but they will continue to provide support. There is no question in my mind that that will occur. And look at the steps that they have taken to continue support. Any manufacturer after 8 years doesn't have any obligation to continue to support, their products. Mm-hmm. In our critical power world, it's not uncommon for a manufacturer to say, well, that uninterruptible power system now is 8 years old. It's end of life. You've got another year that we're going to offer service agreements and parts. And after that, you're on your own. And here's your upgrade path. Here's how you can solve that problem by buying a newer piece of equipment, newer technology. And no one, is enforcing anything different. Well, Tesla could have done the same thing with the Tesla Roadster. It's a problem for them to continue to maintain, but they even a couple years ago started a buyback program allowing people to trade up their Tesla Roadster into another vehicle, and they're using these cars as parts cars, recreating inventory on parts that are obsolete, no longer in production, etc.
It's impressive the level of support they've had, that they continue to have. And what you and Jesse did with me on the phone with ChatGPT and those Roadster manuals was one of the most remarkable things I've ever experienced in technology in my lifetime.
So let's talk about that. We took all of the information that was supplied by Tesla. There were 900 or so tech tips in there, if you remember.
Yeah, one of the two documents was 880 pages about, and the other document was about 400 pages. These are PDF documents, by the way.
And these were tech tips. If you get this particular error code, here are the solutions in a knowledge base that we have found over the years resolve this. So what we did was, using current AI technology, we fed this into a personalized chatbot. We call it the Tesla Roadster, tech library or something like that.
So let's not get too into the details and specifics of how we did it. But this is for that person earlier that asked us to come to Illinois. We're going to make this available in a way at some point, hopefully to different shops, everywhere. But yeah, we fed it all that info from Tesla's new release.
Well, and the fact is, it took you guys 10 minutes to feed the whole thing in, and it was answering questions and looking up information.
And what we're doing next is we have been amassing a knowledge base now for many years, a Tesla Roadster knowledge base. We're going to feed that into that chat bot as well.
Tesla Model S's too. We've worked on a few of those and some other stuff over the years.
Absolutely. This is the new way of doing service. And the other cool part is ChatGPT-4 now has two capabilities. One is text, the other is voice. So I can foresee a day when our mechanics on the floor pick up their cell phone and say, here's the error I'm getting, what should I do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it talks to them. It's just like Alexa, except on steroids.
Well, and it kind of goes back to the old story. You have the the old engineer that comes into a ship with a motor that's not functioning, and he spends 30 minutes looking at things and listening to things, and then grabs a little tiny ball-peen hammer, hits one part of the ship a couple of times, and everything starts to work. They say, okay, how much do I owe you? He said, $10,000. What do you mean? It took a half hour and it took you a couple of hits with a hammer. He says, I'll tell you what, I'll break it down. It'll cost you $2 for the hit with the hammer and $9,998 to know where to hit.
Right.
Well, that's what the diagnosis is all about. And ChatGPT has just taken that $99.98 knowledge of how do you diagnose and turned it into an automatic thing.
Yeah. So many thanks to Tesla for releasing that information. It's hopefully will set the precedent for other auto manufacturers to do the same thing. And we're certainly going to find enormous value in having that kind of information.
We have a couple more questions here before we go. Niels, again, on YouTube says, he says, not that great of a presentation. It lacks details. It looks like it has a frame, so the steel plates may support, but they're probably mostly surface cover. Niels, I'm looking forward to seeing more about that myself.
TikTok, Sam DeBoggy says, is Cybertruck equipped with run flats and air compressor like the Hummer? We don't know that, do we?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
That's a great question, and is one, Sam, that we'll keep our eyes open and ears open about.
And if not, it sounds like a wonderful aftermarket opportunity.
It does. Niels on YouTube also comments to us. He said, Henry Ford didn't distribute drawings, but he invited everybody inside the factory to study how things were done, and then he encouraged others to go and do the same. He knew they couldn't because of scale.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Again, Niels is saying, will your added documentation be open source too? If so, consider the GNU license, which prevents others from proprietarizing your data by adding a bit more. You know, our goal at this point is to first make it fully functional and operational and merge it with the knowledge base that we've created.
Yeah.
We are also going to share this with Tesla because for us, it's a two-way street. They helped
Absolutely.
us, we helped them. They may release our version at some point in time, or we may release it, or we may make it as a subscription-based capability. And the reason for that is it's not just the information that's important. It's, like you said, knowing where to hit with that hammer.
Yeah. The idea of wrapping this up in a GNU public license is a great idea, though. So, Niels, I appreciate the suggestion there.
Mm-hmm. YouTube, Dale Patterson says, I think they should announce that the battery pack will be upgradable instead of replacing your truck for a range replace battery, like upgrading your engine. That is a cool feature, yes.
That's a great idea, and it leads me to wonder, are these structural battery packs that are kind of married to the different trucks, or are they more like the Model S, where you can go from a 60 to a 90 just by changing the battery pack out?
TikTok, Van Goatwagon, he says, I can't wait to see one on the road or at car shows. I guarantee you something like this is going to create a lot of buzz at a car show.
It certainly will. The first car show that we go to with the Roadster, where there's a Cybertruck there as well, you know that most of the crowd is going to be around the Cybertruck instead.
Totally. By the way, all of you guys that are into cars, tomorrow's Friday, the first Friday of every month here in Phoenix, Arizona, at Norterra, is that vintage car show, or that car show period. We're going to, again, take one of our Tesla Roadsters, logoed cars, and the response to that was overwhelming the last time. You know, these folks are used to seeing 60s muscle cars, all the cars from the last century, basically.
Oh, sure.
But nothing electric was there.
Sure. And seeing a Roadster there, oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Well, hold on. We got one more thing we're gonna pull up here in a second.
Just a little surprise.
Okay.
For
we got one more from Highlander. He says, "Hi gang, kindness is always free."
All right.
Thank you, Highlander.
Thank you, Highlander.
Glad to have you on today.
Okay, 1 second. I'm about to pull something up. Just
So
give me
this is
one
like
second.
this is like an Easter egg from our social media team. Is that what we're saying?
That's right. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't wait. Oh, now they're deliberating. They're not sure if they should show this. The suspense is building, folks. Stay with us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, one
Something
sec. We're having a little
profound is
technical
about-
difficulty here. Hold on. We
Something
got
profound is about to
another
happen.
comment coming in.
TikTok, Van Goat Wagon.
I bet Mark will not be driving the Roadster.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man. I don't fit either. Van Gogh, you are so right. I've been in the Roadster once and almost never got out.
Can you imagine not fitting inside of a Roadster?
Oh, I fit in just fine. I just can't get out.
Easy for somebody who's 5'3" to get in and out of a Roadster.
Oh,
You know, the retired guy, there was a viral video last month. He finally got enough money to buy a Lamborghini, and he's in the showroom. He got in kind of okay, but he couldn't get out. So he literally laid on the floor and dragged himself out. He still bought the car, though. I don't know who was going to drive it for him or...
well, he can drive it as long as he drives it all the way around and then pulls back into the garage at home so that people don't see him crawling out.
If he goes out in public, he's got to park in the back.
That's right.
You know, to be honest, after a buffet, I exit my F-250 the same way. I crawl out.
Okay, hold on. We got something. Just
All right, we got an Easter egg coming here, so we'll keep the audience engaged until the technical difficulties are solved, and we can post this final Easter egg for this Cybertruck event that went shorter than I thought it would. The earnings calls, sometimes they're a couple hours or so. Same cast of characters. I didn't see Drew Baglino on this one, though. He usually comes out because he's the CTO of Tesla, and I don't know why he wasn't there.
I do see that Elon has posted the 3 videos that they played, where it beats an F-350 diesel in a truck pull, where it shows that the doors are bulletproof for 45s and 9mm, and that it would beat a Porsche 911 on the track while towing a Porsche 911.
So embarrassing. I'm sorry, Porsche.
That's funny. That's just...
It wasn't Porsche that Tesla aligned with early on. I don't think they would have done that to Daimler because they actually took a stake in the company at one point. And, you know, legend has it that they helped the company survive. There was a huge cash infusion that helped them continue to work on the Model S. So Porsche, if you had done that, maybe they would have pulled a Mercedes behind this Cybertruck.
Maybe. Niels has another great comment. He said, that might be the real reason that George Foreman sold his Roadster. You're right. George Foreman, my parents had met him at one point when he was on his comeback trail in the 80s. And the guy is 6'3" or something like that. And 270 pounds. So, yeah, I could see him having trouble getting out of a Roadster.
Okay, guys, we're ready.
You know, one of the things, before you post that, there's another comment here. They custom fit the Ferrari for Tom Selleck. There's Hope Mark. Well, yes. Tom Selleck is tall. He actually inspired me to get my Ferrari 308. And they modified his version by dropping the floorboard and extending the pedals.
Okay.
Because he was so tall. Is our Easter egg ready?
Ready?
Yep. Okay, we're ready.
All right. Richard's Cybertruck.
And behind Pete,
it
says
reserved.
Your Cybertruck is reserved. Richard just reserved one.
I sure did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Richard.
I saw it says delivery in 2024. I highly doubt that. So I'm thinking it's going to take at least 2 or 3 years, if not more.
Yeah, I think you're number 2,000,001.
2,000,001. I'll take it.
Wait list.
Well, the VIN is going to wrap around the back of the truck. That's how it's going to go.
Well, let's be optimistic, and I know that you social media guys are going to video the heck out of this vehicle once it comes.
Well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the payment say Gruber Motor Company?
Wait, at the bottom. I didn't see that part of the Easter egg. Folks, listen, thank you for joining us. This has been quite an event. It's historic. And TikTok Van Goat Wagon says, Richard is my new best friend. We appreciate you joining us. This is Thursday. Next podcast is tomorrow for the Power Guys.
That's
They're
right.
A different team. And then Monday, we've got our comm, but Tuesday, we're back. Mark and I, and we'll probably have more information about the Cybertruck release.
We've got a lot of updates, too, for Sam Altman and OpenAI next
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yes.
AI news is never ending. Exciting stuff, too.
Oh, it's fun stuff. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.